Hi, I'm Wayne and this is Bassador Woodworking. Today I made 45 of these little travel Tic Tac Toe Boards and Marvin helped.
I'm here. Enjoy.
So full disclosure, this is not my original idea. These were actually a class project I did in 6th grade in my middle school infotech class. Mr. Monagle made us make a whole bunch of these. So basically, it's a little travel tic-tac-toe board that doubles as a back scratcher, apparently. But it's all contained, all the little cribbage pins store in the side here, and there's just a rubber stopper that holds it all together. This is very easy to make and only requires a couple very simple jigs, and you can batch these out in enormous numbers. They're a great project for I guess if you had children, like children in your shop, things like that. I'm making an ungodly number of them just because earlier this week I remembered that this was a thing I made before and decided I'm gonna make it again, and now we're here. Marvin, anything to add?
No, that perfect. Perfection.
Marvin didn't know we were making these until he showed up.
Not at all.
And I put him on the drill press. So
just drilling away. Drill.
He thought we were making him a bookcase today. This project's a little bit different than other projects we've done on the channel before. Usually we don't do mass production of anything. Most of the things that I build are one-offs, and very rarely from any kind of plans. They use jigs that I set up at the time. Nothing really pre-planned, but this project is very different. I just grabbed the most affordable materials I could find. So the main wood that we're going to be using is this pine stair tread. It should be more than thick enough, and we should be able to get a really good number of pieces out of this. We're going to be using cribbage board pins as our pegs as our game pieces. I grabbed a whole bunch of rubber stoppers and some eye hooks and some fishing line, and I grabbed 1/4-inch dowels to be the legs. The point of this tic-tac-toe board, as it was told to us in 6th grade, was that it was a game, but also the pegs in the back of it made it like a back scratcher. It's a super simple project. It's great if you want a really fun, easy project to do with a small child. My original plan for doing this project was going to be doing it with my nieces, but they live far away, and it was just kind of a weird thing to try to set up. But to begin, we need to rip this into our squares, and that just is setting up a couple of stop blocks. I'm going to rip this into 3-inch sections, so we're going to be going from 3 by 3 squares, and then we'll just go. From my memory of 6th grade, which all of these jigs could be completely wrong, but this is just how I think we did it. This jig allows me to cut the hash for the tic-tac-toe board. So this blade is seated in the upright piece of wood, 1 inch from the edge. So basically I press the wood against so that it just basically scores and creates our hash. That jig is very simple, and I just kind of threw it together. This is the one I'm not sure if this is how we actually did it. I don't think our infotech class had a like a radial arm saw, or we definitely didn't have a table saw to be cutting a kerf line. We might have also just done it with a miter box, but I don't remember. I know that we went through these pretty quickly, so we must have used some kind of machinery. So this will allow me to score the lines in the top of the Tic Tac Toe board. The next jig is here at the drill press. This is just a right angle setup. When there's no spacing blocks put in, this sets the piece to be cut into the exact center. So in the center of the center square, you then put a 1-inch spacer against one side, rotate it 3 times or 4 times to get the 4 middle pieces. Then you put another 1-inch block, and that allows you to get the corners. You can then swap this 1/8-inch bit out for a 1/4-inch bit, flip the piece over, and you can then cut your 4 leg holes. Then you put a second, you remove one of these spacers, put a second spacer against this one. I haven't decided what size spacer yet. And swap this bit out for a Forstner bit to drill the channel to keep the game pieces. And that's it. That's the entire assembly process. The way we did this in 6th grade is I think that we had drill presses set up for each different function. So basically one person would drill all the top holes, hand the piece to the next person, or start a stack. The next person would cut just the leg holes. Then the last person would cut the plug. Next person after that would put the plug in place and put an eye hook in it, and the last person would tie the eye hook and then set the legs with some wood glue. And then that was it. These things we batched out like hundreds each class we did, and they basically became like a thing that everyone in the school got. You got to take them home, and also I don't know if they sold them for something or to like fund the program, but these were just a thing that like we batched out in epic quantities.
There's no one else like you, and there's no one else like you. In a long lost dream is where I'll find you, with the wind blowing through your hair, brings me to my knees. In a long lost dream is where I'll find you. The look in your eyes makes me feel alive again. this was the color that lies within. Between you and I, stay right there under my skin. I've been waiting. There's no fault.
Nope, just send it. Have 13 completed. They're pretty simple. The hole that's in the side holds the 8 little cribbage pins that you pick just 2 different colors, and it's just repetitive task of taking fishing line, tying it to a rubber stopper, and then tying that to the Tic Tac Toe board, and repeat. Each of these just have a single coat of just spray polyurethane, just to protect the wood and stop it from like cracking or anything like that. It doesn't need to be anything spectacular on it, and just very simple knot to hold this together. I definitely do not have enough rubber stoppers and cribbage pins to do all 45 of these boards, but I'll do however many I can, and then I'll order more supplies and knock out the rest of them. Each one is laser engraved with the logo and a number, and the finishing portion is very simple. It's just taking 220 grit sandpaper, knocking down any edges, grabbing 4 of the dowels. These are just 1/4 inch by 1 1/4 dowels. Sticking them in, flip it over and press so that you set them all to the same length, and then just numbering them. Those then dry and set for a bit before they get their coat of polyurethane.
Follow me to my face.
So we're officially out of materials. We got, I think, 18 of them completed, and then the last 20 something of them are just awaiting their final pieces. So just need to order some more cribbage pins and some more rubber stoppers. We have plenty else of everything else, but I think they came out pretty nice. Of course, there are things that I would change about them. My jigs weren't all that dialed in, so the holes in the center are not perfectly centered, but that was never really the point of this project. It was kind of just to, you know, rebuild something I made in 6th grade and, I don't know, pretend that I'm not old anymore.
Just having a crisis on camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else is new? But thank you for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to keep up to date with new projects as they are released. Until next time, thank you. So I don't know what I'm going to do with all 45 of these. I'm going to give some to my nieces, so that like takes care of 3 of these things. I'm going to send a handful home with Marvin. Give some to like other, like there's a bunch of kids on the street here. They don't live on the street, they live in houses, but they play out in the street. Maybe I won't give them these though, because it's kind of weird, like
Just a little weird.
childless man just handing out toys to children.
Yeah. Don't do that.
I mean, it's fine for Santa,
Stranger
but not for
danger.
me.
Stranger danger.
But otherwise, if you want one or you want the plans on building it, leave a comment down below. I'm happy to either send one of these to you if that's what you want, or to just provide you the plans and you can make them yourself.